Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, the Centrovert. So I've been on a bit of a streak of doing blind buys, only because where I live here in Canada, it's not easy to find like places that have samples of fragrances that are not mainstream, such as the fragrance we're going to talk about today, which is Vince Camuto Solare. For fragrances like this, they're maybe still designer, but not as common or mainstream as those other designer brands. Very hard for me to kind of test them out or find very efficient, quick ways to test them out. So a lot of times, unfortunately, I have to do my research on fragrantica.com and other sites and just try and hope that, you know, for what I'm looking for, if I can buy it, it would, you know, meet my needs. And in this case, the reason why I was looking for this fragrance is because I wanted to get a alternative or replacement for Amen's Ultra Zest. And people were saying on Fragrantica, a couple of people at least were saying that, you know, this is a good alternative or replacement. And since Ultra Zest is quite expensive or hard to find at this moment, I was like, okay, let me just go and pull the trigger on this and buy this and see if it's a good alternative. Unfortunately, it's not that it's not adequate as an alternative for Amen's Ultra Zest. If you're looking for Ultra Zest or test how it smell, I wouldn't go and buy this thinking that you're gonna get something that's close to it. I don't think you'll get anything from this that will make you feel that, okay, I don't have to worry about buying Ultra Zest. Because Ultra Zest, or even a scent like Thierry as well as Ultra Zest, they're very bold, okay, and unmistakable and unapologetic in terms of how they put all their stockings in their orange note, right? So when it comes to Thierry, you're getting that bold, unmistakable, bitter ripe or overripe orange note, right? Like, it's very obvious, right? It's not being downplayed at all. It's in your face, right? And it's good, it's convincing, right? And then when it comes to Ultra Zest has that blood orange, like a very strong blood orange mixed in with like a tangerine type note. And it's combined with the coffee of everything that, you know, is typical with that whole Amen lineup. It gives it that very bold, you know, orange, blood orange note that's, again, unmistakable. This, on the other hand, unfortunately, yes, the top note is mandarin orange, but right from the get-go, I would say right from when you first spray this fragrance, 50%, like half of the smell is gonna be is what's listed here, cashmere wood and musk. This is a very, I would say, musky fragrance, right? So right from the beginning until the end of the scent life, you're gonna be getting at least 50% of the smell is gonna be musk. And because of that mandarin orange, which I was hoping, especially based on the way how this thing is, you know, way how the bottle is articulated here with this. By the way, it's very beautiful bottle here. I mean, it's actually quite amazing presentation with like the stitching here. I mean, if you can see that detail, like, look at that stitching, and you can see it's like a leather type of, or suede leather type of thing. It's very, very nice. I mean, it's very, very nice, and you can see the bottle there, and the cap itself too. You know, you can see the cap, boom. I mean, it's a very, very nice thing. The cap, because of that, I feel like the cap, I don't know if it's metal or not, but it feels heavy, and that could be because of the stitching, the leather stitching that's around the cap here. But anyways, this is, and then yeah, it's you can see that clicking sound. The cap fits very securely as well, and you can hold it very easily. Okay, let me actually show you the sprayer real quick. It's actually a very good sprayer, probably one of the best, even though I'm not gonna keep this in my collection. Just a sprayer I have to give props to. Oh, yeah, it's. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to see, but it's kind of like it is. Yeah, it is like a straight shot. Like this thing goes the distance. Completely goes the distance. It's a straight shot, but it also like you can kind of regulate how much you spray with it. But yeah, in terms of, you know, right from when you spray it, 50% of the smell, as I said, is gonna be the musk and cashmere wood. Now, let me just put up notes quickly here. But yeah, right from the beginning all the way to the end, that musk is gonna downplay all other notes, mainly the mandarin orange notes. So the orange note is not gonna be as pronounced, it's not gonna be as bold as it is in Ultra Zest or even Terre d'Hermes. And because of that, to me, this scent is a bit disappointing in terms of what I was expecting or hoping I would get when I purchased it. So because of that, I'm not gonna keep it in my collection. I'm probably gonna return it. But for those who were looking at this scent thinking that it was gonna be a good alternative for Ultra Zest, Amen's Ultra Zest, it is not. It costs like around $45-50, which is quite expensive for this scent, I would say. I think that's actually even too expensive. I think you can find stuff from Armaf or other lines that are better priced, but you know, for what it is, I do feel like 50 is too much, because you're just getting a lot of musk here, and the other ingredients in the note, which is supposed to be pimento and cashmere, along with pimento and cardamom, along with the mandarin orange. You know, I don't really get too much of the cardamom. The pimento, maybe you get some of that fresh spiciness when you first spray it, and it kind of like really gets into your nostrils. It's very like fresh spicy a little bit at the beginning, but then within seconds the musk, right, starts to very blend in and kind of take up half of this scent's character right from the beginning, pretty much all the way to the end. This is not, I would say, a big performer. I would not necessarily say that this is an all year round scent. I don't think it would do well in daytime summer heat, like humidity heat, but I think in summer evenings, perhaps in a clubbing environment, outdoors, it would do well. And then, you know, other than summer, I would say spring, fall, winter, I'd say it would be decent enough to wear. I would also say that, you know, some people did mention that this, in terms of it being kind of in the same vein as Ultra Zest, is that as this dries down, you start to get a little bit of that almost like an orange creamsicle, right? And indeed, you do get like a more of a sweetened orange creamsicle smell, but unfortunately, as I said, the musk kind of downplays that, and that smooth creamsicle smell isn't as pronounced because you're just getting a lot of musk with it too. So overall, you know, for me personally, this is a bit of a disappointment. If you're going in with that mindset that I did, which is looking for a alternative to Amen's Ultra Zest, you're gonna be disappointed with this. If you're going in looking for kind of like a very soft, commercialized, orange-based scent that doesn't reinvent the wheel too much, then I guess you can say that this is good to have in your collection. But as I stated, if you're looking for fragrances that have or that scream that orange note and are bold with it and are unapologetic with it, I mean, you can go without this. Like, comment, subscribe, holla back.